everybody, welcome to Yoga Express. Happy Tuesday. Come on in, welcome. My name is Jen and we're gonna spend the next half hour together. So get comfortable, grab something that you can move around. You don't have to change anything crazy. Just if you have like a tight jacket on, take it off. If you have shoes on, take them off, get comfy. Grab anything you feel like you might want, like a pillow, blanket, yoga strap. We don't need anything specific, but it's always great to have it with you. Okay, awesome. We are good to go. So we're gonna start, as we do most days, on the ground and a seated position. However you want to sit, totally fine. I just like putting a yoga block underneath my butt and sitting on my heels. That's my favorite position to start out with. It makes me feel like I'm attentive and here and present and all that sort of stuff, and make sure that my spine is in alignment. But you are you, me is me, and whatever works best for you is what you should do. And as always, I am here as a coach, as a leader. I am not telling you exactly what to do. You may join me and follow along with what I'm doing, but if that doesn't appeal to you, it doesn't feel good, you want to come out earlier, you want to stay longer, please listen to your body and do what feels good for you. Always have fluid around so I can hydrate during my class. Even though this is a low intensity class, hydration is important all the time. All right, so let's spend a couple of minutes together, nice and quiet, working on our breath. Let's take 3 big breaths together. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Wonderful. Let's transition over to all fours. All right, so we're here on all fours, and we're just gonna do some scapular retraction. So we're gonna be here, we're going to have our hips up, hopefully up nice and high, hopefully have a flat back, and we're just gonna drop the shoulders, lift the shoulders, drop and lift. So this is a really great way of seeing where your mid-level is, because you're going in all the way up and all the way down. Let's do 3, do 2, and 1. And then pull yourself all the way up, like you have a string between your shoulder blades and someone's just pulling you straight up. You're up nice and tall and straight and flat back, and you're looking straight down to the mat. Now we're just going to turn our chin and face one way. And come back to the center. And then turn our chin to face the other way. And come to the center. We're going to keep everything where it is. We're just going to lift our right arm up and down, and then our left arm up and down. So feel how your body is shifting to support itself And if you can do anything to reduce that amount of shifting, do so. Going to be here for a couple more seconds, so it gives you enough time to see what you can do to not move. Let's do 2 more each side. So I have 1. And 2. Beautiful. Keep those hands on the ground. I'm just going to slide forward a little bit. Take one leg, bring it back, stretch out that calf, point that heel towards the back of your mat. And lift that leg straight up, point those toes down. And then cross it over behind. So if I have my left leg up, it's crossing behind my right leg, and I'm pushing back. So I'm getting a really good stretch in the opposite hip. And I'm coming back up, cross back to where you started, holding it nice and still, and then dropping back to on your knee. Other side, bring that foot back, give it a nice calf stretch. All right, and let's lift that leg straight in the air, toes down, and let's cross it over the other side and do the same thing. And then lift that leg back up, bring it back, hover it, and bring it back down. Beautiful. Tuck those toes under, and then walk your hands to meet your feet, coming through a downward dog and rolling all the way up to standing. It's beautiful. Coming to the back end of your mat, we are in mountain. We are wonderful and great. We're pulling your shoulders back and down. Now we're bringing those arms up overhead, palms facing each other. If you're comfortable keeping your arms here, wonderful, great. If not, bring those hands down to prayer in front and bring your right knee up. If you're comfortable, bring those arms back up. Totally wonderful, cool, all those things. And then let's just step that foot in front, so we're in a high lunge. If your arms are up, let's bring them down to prayer so everyone can be here together. We're going to hold this high lunge. Take a little twist in and back to center. Twist in and back to center. Twist in, back to center. Drop those hands, bring them behind you, and let's just lean it forward and come on up. Lean it forward and up. 2 more. Wonderful. Bring those hands back to prayer and bring that back foot up to meet the front. Oh, we're just going to turn and face the other way. So my right leg is what was moving around. Yeah, my right leg was one moving around, so my left leg is going to be the one moving around. So if I have my arms up before, can I do that again? I'm going to bring that knee up. I'm going to step forward. And bring those hands through your heart center. And we're going to open it up. And back in. Up. And back in. Up. And back in. And bring those hands down. And let's lean it forward. And up. Forward. And up. 3 more. One more. Bring those hearts to hand center and step in. Bring those hands to heart center, not the heart to hand center, but I guess it's in the middle, it's fine. All right, shake it out. All right, so we're here in the back of our mat, just like we started. We're gonna lift those arms up. We're gonna swan dive down. We're going to bend those knees and bring your hands near our feet. Then we're gonna walk those hands out until we're in a downward dog. We can hold it here and pedal those feet out. Get a good stretch of the upper back. Play a little, do what feels good here. And then drop both those knees and sit back. Child's pose. Roll back through tabletop, and we're gonna come into some side planks. So I'm gonna bend over my mat so I have some more cushion, because why not? And I'm gonna lay on my right side to start. Obviously you can switch and do your left, that's totally fine. And I'll bring those legs out, and I'm gonna stack them. If I don't wanna stack them, I can spread them wide, or I could be on bent knees. You decide what level you want to be at today, okay? So we're gonna do a couple exercises here for the core, for working the shoulder stability. So adjust as need be, and then obviously we're gonna do all the right side, and then we'll do all the left side. All right, so let's come out just in a regular plank first, okay? However you wanna do it, come on up, and let's plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let's thread that needle in and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10, and then drop it down. How'd that feel? All right, manageable. Let's switch over to the other side. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Gonna roll over that mat. And preferably you're gonna do the same position with your feet, unless obviously you know that you can't, but the goal is to at least start to match as much as we can. All right, so we're gonna start with our plank, just a regular hold. Ready? And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's twist and open. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and lower it down. All right, so push yourself up. You can sit on your heels, and we're just gonna do a little shoulder mobility. So we just did a little shoulder isolation. Even though that was a lot of abs, you also had to do a lot of work with these shoulders. So I'm just gonna lean forward. I'm gonna have a flat back. And if this comfortable position is uncomfortable for you, you can also come into tabletop. But I'm doing this one so we're taking the pressure off of the wrists here. But if you want it, by all means, please do so. So I'm just gonna lean forward, and I'm gonna bring one arm out, and I'm gonna use the other arm for just kind of stability on my lap or on the mat. And I'm just going to literally do breaststroke arms. Staying up nice and high the whole time. let's drop that arm into the same thing on the other side. So coming around and up. Two more on this side, keeping that height. Beautiful. Now sit up, even if you were in tabletop, we're sitting up now. Now we're gonna do some backstroke arms. So I'm actually going to put my block underneath me again, just to give me a little bit of height. If you don't have a block, you can also just come up all the way. Totally whatever one you wanna do, the whole idea is to try to have your fingertips touch the ground as little as possible. So I'm gonna go a little higher. There we go. That's what I want. All right, so I have the full range of my body with my hands, so I can swing them and I'm not hitting the ground. All right, so we're gonna come all, we're gonna have our thumb pointed up, but when we start, we're gonna point the thumb down. So let's pick our side, thumb down, come all the way straight up, and then right next to the body. The thumb up and down right next to the body. We're not moving the rest of the body. The rest of the body is still, and we're keeping those shoulders back and down. Our back is nice and straight, and our head is nice and neutral. This may seem a little silly, and I totally get that. But if you're doing it nice and slow and controlled, we're working on each of those movements a little bit by little bit. Let's do two more on each side. And when's the last time you went stroking in a pool? Probably it's been a while, so. If you were even doing backstroke correctly, I should say. All right, shake out those arms. Let's just move around those wrists. Other arm on top. Okay, so we're gonna take away my little prop and we're gonna sit down with our legs out in front of us. And we're gonna do a little bit more ab. So we're gonna shake out those legs. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. Our arms are in front like we're holding a giant beach ball. Our fingertips are just touching or close to touching. We're gonna open up to one side. We're gonna come back in, other side, and come back in. Now, this feels wonderful and good, and you wanna stay here, great, that's totally fine. Otherwise, we're gonna come back just a little bit. So we're gonna do 2 open and 2 close, and then after each one, we go back a little farther if we want. I want you to push those heels into the ground. And if your lower back touches the ground, that's as far as you're gonna go. You can always come up higher. That's totally fine. I want you to squeeze everything in like it's a drawstring pulling in a pair of sweatpants. Getting shaky if you're not already. We're gonna go this level and one more, no matter where you are. Whew. Final level, final time. Push those heels into the ground. And then slowly roll it back up. Whew. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. And you can rock back and forth if you'd like. Bring those hands down by your side and let's do full rocking of those knees. All the way to one side, middle, other side. Keeping the shoulders back and down to the best of your ability. Now drop them and hold. Sit up. And my knees are going to one side. I'm going to reach over that same direction. And let's reach over the other direction. So it might be a little difficult. You might need to put that hand a little bit towards the back. And then stretch. Maybe you don't need to put it towards the back. You decide, what does your body need for counterbalance? Release. Let's switch it over. Other side. So first, we're reaching in that same direction. And then we're going the other direction. And release. Bring those feet back on the mat if they weren't already. We are going to push ourselves up into a reverse tabletop, and then we're going to swing those arms. So I'll demo. So we're here in this reverse tabletop, and we're going to bring that arm around, down, around, down, and then we're going to go the other way. Actually, no, okay, take it back. Here, we'll just stick with the same direction. Well, let's not make it really complicated today. So if you cannot come up into that tabletop, you're going to keep those feet on the ground, you're going to lean back, and you're going to do the same motion just in that kind of V-sit position. Otherwise, we're coming up into our tabletop and we're doing this nice, slow and controlled, keeping those shoulders back and down as much as we can. All right, so let's lift it up. Make any adjustments that you need to. And let's do big circles. Let's do 2 more each side. 1. And 2. And nice and slow, bring those hips, bring them down to the ground. Swing those legs around. 1 foot in front. 1 knee is bent in a low lunge position. Okay, so my right knee is bent. You can do left, that's totally fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to reach it towards my ankle, my calf, or a blocks, whatever's down here that I can comfortably reach. And I'm going to take this other hand and open it up. So we're going to reach back and open up. Not holding our breath. And come back up. Let's lean it forward. And release. Other side. So the side that my knee is bent, that's going to be the opening up straight side. The side that my knee is on the ground, that's where I'm going to be reaching towards that ankle, that calf, the floor, whatever it happens to be. All right, so let's reach it down. Open it up. And release. And let's lean in. And reset. Let's do that 1 more each side. This time, you can do the same thing if you want. This time we're going to tuck those toes under so that we're going to bring that foot up to meet you potentially. So it's going to be almost like a one-legged camel with a twist. That sounds like an ice cream order or something. Okay, so I'm reaching back with this hand and I'm supporting with this hand, okay? So I'm going to reach back. I'm going to open up. See if this position's a little easier for you, or maybe it's a little harder for you. Everybody's different. It definitely gives you less of a balance point because you're only on your toes compared to your whole foot. And release. On Tuck those toes, and let's just lean forward. And release. Okay. Other side, set yourself up. Tuck those toes. All right, and let's lean it back. Open it up. And come back to center. Untuck and lean forward. And release. Come back. Swing those legs in front. And just wiggle them side to side. Shake that body. And then bend those knees. Give yourselves a big hug. Drop that ear to one side. And through center, the other way. Come back up. Let's point that chin diagonally out that way. And release. And the other way. Come back through center. If there's something that you wanted to do that we didn't do today in our short little half hour, do it now. Otherwise, we're getting into position for Shavasana. So I'm going to give about a minute or two of play here, and if you don't want to play, you can go to Shavasana. And if you don't want to do either, you can do sit-ups with me. All right, so sit-ups or crunches, totally fine. We're going to do either 10 sit-ups or 20 crunches. Are you ready to do whatever you decide you want to do? All right, let's go. If you're not in Shavasana, start making your way there now so we can end class here together. Now, you can't leave. We have 2 minutes of Shavasana together. You didn't leave during the 2 minutes we spent together at the beginning, so don't leave now. Okay, wiggle your fingers and toes and slowly open your eyes. If you want to stay here for a little longer, please do. Otherwise, we're going to come to a seated position, however you would like. And we're going to end our class together with a thank you for participating. Thank you for taking the time for yourself. And have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you next week.